If I ask someone that races motocross, why do you do it? What do you like about the sport? Most of them would probably say something like the adrenaline rush, or the speed, or the jumps, the thrill. Some guys even say they do it for the girls, right? I get it. Who doesn't like jumps and going fast? I mean, I definitely don't dislike those aspects, but for me, there were many other elements that fuel my passion for the sport. What about the psychology of a champion? The unique strength and conditioning challenges. I mean, every single day, I get to watch and figure out which movements and body positions I can train in the gym and how I can make sure that that transfers to out on the track. The precision and the consistency absolutely blows my mind. And in my opinion, the racecraft and strategy never really gets enough appreciation. I mean, I've always felt that while most people in the Supercross stadium are cracking a beer and watching a bunch of dirt bikes fly through the air, I'm over here hard at work trying to figure out where the riders are gaining and losing time. You know, is there a rhythm combination that no one else has figured out except for the guy alone out front, running away with it? Maybe he's cutting down lower in the berms and scrubbing just a little bit harder than everyone else. That's what I love. I love identifying the differences between the winner and everyone else. And I'm obsessed with what makes a champion. There's nothing else in this world that compares to motocross. And that's why I've decided to build my career around it. All right, so my name is Jacob Panisi. I was born and raised in Omaha, Nebraska, and I graduated from the University of Nebraska at Lincoln with a Bachelor of Science in Nutrition, Exercise, and Health Science. And that really is kind of just a general blanket that covers a lot of different topics, all related to the science of nutrition, exercise science, and just kind of general health and wellness. Let's see. I'm also a certified strength and conditioning specialist through the National Strength and Conditioning Association. And I recently married my best friend, Larry, and together we relocated to Thomasville, Georgia, where right now I'm a strength and conditioning coach for Millsap's training facility. And what I do there is right now I'm training, what do we have? We have between 35 and 45 riders, and they're all hardworking athletes that are all united by the same mindset that they want to be the best at what they do, and for them, that's race motocross. By now, I hope you can feel my passion for the sport. I mean, I was a kid growing up in Nebraska. I mean, it was difficult to get to that next level of skill when you could only ride 7 to 8 months out of the year, if I was lucky. And I mean, that was only on weekends and when, we were on vacation from school. But it's not all bad. I mean, I believe that my personal obstacles that prevented me from reaching the top level of the sport did nothing but help cultivate my drive to help others reach that championship level. Because for me, above all else, I love the process. My goal personally is to be the best motocross trainer of all time. I wake up every single day and I look at everything I do through the lens of I want to be the best motocross trainer of all time. Now, does that mean that I'll actually ever be the best motocross trainer of all time? No. That's a ridiculously subjective statement, and it's absolutely impossible to say. But if I attack everything I do with that mentality, you can bet that I'll do a few things right along the way. By having a goal that is set so high, it's the process of getting there that's going to make me into the trainer that I am. It's not always about the destination, it's about the process, how you get there, what you learn along the way, what your day-to-day decisions are influenced by. That's why I talk about the lens. I look at my day-to-day decisions through a lens of I want to be the best. So what do I want this podcast to be? Why am I doing this? Well, ultimately, I really want this podcast to be a beacon of clarity for the motocross community. It just feels to me like everyone keeps their training secrets so close to the vest. I feel like it's time someone steps up and leads with transparency and the genuine desire to provide value to everyone who shares the love for the sport. Because motocross is a unique beast. It's a demanding sport that requires precision training and nutrition. And to be honest, everyone claims they're looking for simplicity when it comes to a training plan. But what they actually want are secrets. Unfortunately, I have some bad news for you. There really aren't any secrets. There are those who are willing to put in the work to be the best, and then there are those who aren't. So, here on the podcast, I'd like to provide value in the form of practical training advice. I want to tackle the myths that are out there and hopefully spread truth regarding any popular topic of discussion that becomes foggy or misinterpreted, or, some influencer online is throwing out conflicting evidence-based opinion. You can't see that's air quotes, evidence-based opinions. But there's a lot of potential for this podcast. And in future episodes, I have so many things planned. I really want to do, I already have interviews lined up with some of the top professionals right now, as well as hopefully some other riding coaches and trainers that will spark some really interesting discussions so we can, bring you guys maybe even a little bit of entertainment as well as some value. I don't always want to be strictly informational. I want you guys to get a little bit of entertainment out of this too. Also, here in the near future, I'm going to be releasing full episodes that cover topics like, why does everyone love to cycle so much, right? What's the hype? It seems like if you want to be the best, you got to do it. Well, I'll share my thoughts on that. What about how do I personally go about making a training plan for our athletes? Or should you strength train if you race motocross? And also something I'm really excited about is I'd really like to do some Q&A at some point. So maybe I'll put out my Instagram name and you guys can send me DMs and I'll sort of go through and pick, the best questions or comments or concerns and give you my thoughts on them. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, I hope you'll find some value and maybe a little bit of entertainment as I bring you guys along for my journey as a motocross trainer. Thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. And if you did, please take 5 seconds to share this podcast with a friend, a relative, that person in your life who tells you that motocross isn't a real sport, anyone you feel could benefit from this information.